Welcome back to my channel. Guys, this time I took my kids to do some tryouts. So here's what happened.
5, 4, 3, 2.
First, let's talk about what is jiu-jitsu or jutsu comes from. According to the Wikipedia, jiu-jitsu or Japanese jiu-jitsu, also known as jiu-jitsu or jiu-jitsu, is a family of Japanese martial arts and a system of close combat, unarmed or with a minor weapon, that can be used in a defensive or offensive manner to kill or subdue one or more weaponless or armed and armored opponents. This form of martial arts uses few or no weapons at all and includes throws, holds, and paralyzing attacks against the enemy. Jiu-jitsu developed from the warrior class around the 17th century in Japan. It was designed to supplement the swordsmanship of a warrior during combat. A subset of techniques from certain styles of jiu-jitsu were used to develop many modern martial arts and combat sports, such as judo, aikido, sambo, ARB, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and mixed martial arts. The word jiu-jitsu can be broken down into two parts. Ju is a concept. The idea behind this meaning of ju is to be gentle, to give way, to yield, to blend, to move out of harm's way. Jutsu is the principle or the action part of jiu-jitsu. In Japanese, this word means art. Japanese jiu-jitsu systems typically put more emphasis on throwing, pinning, and joint locking techniques as compared with martial arts such as karate, which rely more on striking techniques. Striking techniques were seen as less important in most older Japanese systems because of the protection of samurai body armor and because they were considered less effective than throws and grappling, so were mostly used as setups for their grappling techniques and throws. Although some styles such as Yushin Ryu, Tenjin Shinryu Ryu, and Kyushin Ryu had more emphasis on striking. However, many modern-day jiu-jitsu schools include striking both as a setup for further techniques or as a stand-alone action. In jiu-jitsu, practitioners train in the use of many potentially fatal or crippling moves such as joint locking throws. However, because students mostly train in a non-competitive environment, the risk is minimized. Students are taught break-falling skills to allow them to safely practice otherwise dangerous throws. After the introduction of jiu-jitsu to the West, many of these more traditional styles underwent a process of adaptation at the hands of Western practitioners, molding the arts of jiu-jitsu to suit Western culture myriad varieties. There are today many distinctly westernized styles of jiu-jitsu that stick to their Japanese roots to varying degrees. Some of the largest post-Reformation founded post from 1905. Gendai or Gendai Jiu-jitsu schools include, but are certainly not limited to this in that there are hundreds, possibly thousands of new branches of Jiu-jitsu. Japanese culture and religion have become intertwined with the martial arts in the public imagination. Buddhism, Shinto, Taoism, and Confucian philosophy coexist in Japan, and people generally mix and match to suit. This reflects the variety of outlook one finds in the different schools. Jiu-jitsu expresses the philosophy of yielding to an opponent's force rather than trying to oppose force with force. Manipulating an opponent's attack using his force and direction allows Jiu-jitsuka to control the balance of their opponent and hence prevent the opponent from resisting the counterattack. Now, let's talk about this particular Brazilian Jiu-jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-jitsu is a martial art and combat sport based on ground fighting, newaza, and submission holds. BJJ, or Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, focuses on the skill of taking an opponent to the ground, controlling one's opponent, gaining a dominant position, and using a number of techniques to force them into submission via joint locks or choke holds. Brazilian Jiu-jitsu was first developed around 1920 by Brazilian brothers Carlos Oswaldo, Gastão Jr. George, and Helio Gracie, after Carlos was taught traditional Kodokan Judo by a traveling Japanese judoka, Mitsuyo Maeda, in 1917. Later, they marketed their own self-defense system based on judo and named it Gracie Jiu-jitsu. BJJ eventually came to be its own defined combat sport through the innovations, practices, and adaptation of Gracie, Jiu-jitsu, and Judo, and became an essential martial art for modern MMA. Governing bodies such as the IBJJF work worldwide and set the rules and standards to be held in sport BJJ competitions. BJJ revolves around the concept that a smaller, weaker person can successfully defend him or herself against a bigger, stronger, heavier opponent by using leverage and weight distribution, taking the fight to the ground and using a number of holds and submissions to defeat them. BJJ training can be used for sport grappling and self-defense situations. Sparring, commonly referred to as rolling within the BJJ community, and live drilling plays a major role in training and the practitioner's development. BJJ can also be used as a method of promoting physical fitness, building character, and as a way of life. Brazilian Jiu-jitsu focuses on getting an opponent to the ground in order to neutralize possible strength or size advantages through ground fighting techniques and submission holds involving joint locks and choke holds. On the ground, physical strength can be offset or enhanced through proper grappling techniques. BJJ employs a wide range of takedown techniques to bring an opponent to the ground, such as pulling guard, which is not used in other combat sports, such as judo or wrestling. Once the opponent is on the ground, a number of maneuvers and counter maneuvers are available to manipulate the opponent into a suitable position for the application of a submission technique. Achieving a dominant position on the ground is one of the hallmarks of BJJ, which includes effective use of the guard position to defend oneself from bottom, using both submissions and sweeps, with sweeps leading to the possibility of dominant position or an opportunity to pass the guard, and passing the guard to dominate from top position with side control, mount, and back mount positions. This system of maneuvering and manipulation can be likened to a form of kinetic or physical chess when executed by two experienced practitioners. A submission hold in BJJ is often assimilated to the equivalent of checkmate, where the opponent is left with no other option but to tap, be injured, or choke. Renzi Grachi wrote in his book Mastering Jiu-jitsu, "The classical jiu-jitsu of all Japan appeared to have no common strategy to guide a combatant over the course of a fight. Indeed, this was one of Kano's most fundamental and perceptive criticisms of the classical program. Maeda not only taught the art of judo to Carlos Grachi, but also taught a particular philosophy about the nature of combat developed by Kano and further refined by Maeda based on his worldwide travels, competing against fighters skilled in a wide variety of martial arts." If you like this video, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification bell so you'll see more uploads coming from me and from all of us. As we discussed the difference between Jiu-jitsu and the Brazilian Jiu-jitsu, which one do you prefer? Would you like to try them both? This particular place in Germantown is offering a free tryouts for 2 days. This may help you to bring back your confidence and to defend yourself. From my experience with my 2 boys, they enjoy it much, and also they help them to bring their confidence back. Though we haven't get a chance to go back because some circumstances arises, but we will in time. Please, if you have not subscribed, please do it now. Click the red button on the right hand corner and click the bell so you'll see more uploads coming from us. Thank you for watching. Love, love, love. Alright, it's time to leave. Follow us for more.